We have the activity of the cells along the national territory and Europe, which could lead and make our countries vulnerable and encourage others to strike. This threat, France has never been faced with such threat to the same level as we're facing now.
Well, let's go to our correspondent, Andrew Plant in Nice. Moving moment earlier, Andrew, of course, when everybody fell silent to remember the victims.
Yeah, there's no doubt that for the past 3 days or so, people have been avoiding the large open areas here in Nice, avoiding the places where there might be crowds for obvious reasons after what happened here on Thursday night. So today, really the first time we've seen a large gathering of people anywhere, but it was still an uneasy atmosphere in the minutes before as people poured down to the promenade on the seafront there today. There were armed police blocking off the roads. Anybody with a rucksack or a large bag going through was having it checked. So I think there was still a lot of nerves about meeting in that place where that attack happened, where so many people are pushed together into a small space. But it was extremely moving here. In fact, there was a spontaneous rendition of the French national anthem, the Marseillaise, normally a sort of fairly bombastic, pretty loud national anthem, but today it was slow, it was sombre, and I think it really sums up the mood here in France, in Nice at the moment. You can probably see behind me, actually, there's a few police cars just over there in the distance. That's repeated in the squares across this city. A lot of extra security still here, a lot of people still feeling really nervous and looking for more information, more answers about why Thursday night's attack took place.
Yes, tell us more about how France is going to manage security and the number of people who are required to actually continue trying to protect the people at the level that they have been since the state of emergency was brought in last November.
Yeah, I mean, we know that 48 hours ago the Islamic State group said that they were responsible for this attack. That Mohamed Boulil, the 31-year-old man who lived here in Nice, was one of their soldiers, as they described it. It was immediately repeated, that claim, by politicians here in France, all across the media. But there were a lot of questions, really, because what has happened in the past, in the terrorist attacks that France has suffered in January last year, and then the Bataclan again in November, of course, where there was that huge loss of life. In the hours afterwards, there has always been a bit more information. There's always been a link to a terrorist cell, normally coming from Syria, and it's normally electronic too, so there's some sort of mobile data record, perhaps some WeChat messages, or even just mobile phone records connecting the people involved in the attack to a terror cell group normally based in Syria. Here, it is fundamentally different. Although IS has said this attack was done on their principles, if you like, there doesn't seem to be that connection between Mohamed Boulil and a terror cell in Syria. He never seems to have travelled there for formal training, to be clear. He doesn't seem to have had any help, or none that we can see at the moment, to plan this attack. So there are big questions about exactly what his reasons were, what his motivations were for getting behind the wheel of that truck. As you say, there are big calls, big discussions here in French media, on French television, about exactly what France needs to do. The president has said they are facing unprecedented need for security. There have been thousands of extra people called in to try to help deal with that, but at the moment the specifics are lacking. Exactly what they want them to do, exactly how they're going to tackle this threat, is what's really under discussion here in France right now.
Thank you very much, Andrew Plant. MPs vote on whether to renew the Trident nuclear weapons programme today, and the Prime Minister Theresa May will tell them it would be grossly irresponsible not to. The issue divides the Labour Party, with leader